Oh, it's not a cut. That's a slice.
Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my God, it's a shank. He decided to re-tee. That's a shank. Oh, man.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Two-Way Miss podcast. Very excited to have you on this week before the Masters podcast. Not our official preview, but our preview. Where we'll go from there. We'll call it that for now. We appreciate everyone watching out there, listening out there. The YouTube videos continue to do really well. Last episode did great from a podcast download perspective, so we appreciate everyone out there who's following along. Hopefully you caught on Twitter that the good buddy Banksy and I played some golf this past weekend. It's very exciting.
Loved
It's great
it.
to be
Loved
back
every
out on the
minute.
golf course. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that a little bit, I think, when we get started here. We haven't played golf in a while, buddy. Together.
Yeah, the numbers you were throwing out, it made me. I felt terrible. I don't know if those are accurate or not, but what did you say? It's been
Probably slightly embellished, but it's been probably 10 to 13 months.
oh,
If I wanted to give like a real number on it,
just got the shivers, man.
it's tough to say as a host of a golfing podcast that I haven't played golf in a year. But anyway, we'll talk about that. So anyway, make sure if you don't know, we did start a YouTube channel. All the videos, all the podcasts are in video form on that YouTube channel, where I'm going to upload those videos of our swings. We're going to start putting some different content up there. So, be ready for some new stuff getting up there if you do prefer your podcast in video form. As always, they will be available wherever you get your podcasts. So nothing changing on that front. But Banksy, let's talk about our golf round. Let's
do
talk
man.
about it.
Let's do it.
It wasn't the coldest we've ever played golf.
No,
Um,
I actually thought it was going to be worse. It was quite pleasant.
It wasn't bad at all. Little rain showers here and there, but nothing crazy.
Mhm,
Nothing that
mhm.
lasted more than, a minute or two. We were at a golf course that I think we both enjoy, both for its proximity to each of us. Also, it's relatively well priced, I think, for what it is, and typically plays in pretty good shape. So that's Royal Manchester Golf Course, I guess it's called, up in York, PA,
Something, yeah.
or Mount Wolf, PA,
Yeah,
I guess
York,
it's
Mount
officially.
Wolf. Yeah.
Someplace we
Yeah.
found a couple years ago, right? We found it years ago when we were looking for places that were kind of about 50 minutes or so away from each of us.
Yeah, it's a really nice course, especially for the value that like you mentioned. Not really gonna want to walk
Nope.
that golf course.
No, you're not.
So if you're looking for, a deal, get on the Golf Now or check the website, the course website for any deals. You're gonna want a golf cart.
Yeah, that's a tough walking course. But it's an interesting course. They got, 4 or 5 par fives on the whole course.
Tough
But
par fives.
Yeah, they're not the easiest, especially depending on which way the wind is going. But I mean, look, I was just happy to be there. I showed up in shorts in like a 40-degree day.
Yeah, you did.
I was loving it. It was great.
I had so many layers on. I don't know. I'm getting old.
So
I get
first tee,
cold.
Fairbanks is wearing a scarf, and he's about to go to swing, and his scarf falls down onto his hands as he's about to pull the club back. And I was like, you want to give me that, while we're about to swing? He then proceeds to tuck it into his sweatshirt or into his shirt, and then put the sweatshirt back on over top, so it's just kind of sitting like this, like a neck protector. And it didn't come off the whole round. It didn't move.
And it worked.
Look, I wasn't getting on you for your practicality. It went perfectly. Did exactly what you needed it to do. That scarf. My MVP of the day is those Titleist golf mittens. Those are like the best $35 I've ever spent in my whole life.
Those are.
Did I tell you what I did the
clutch.
next day?
Did you get
So I
back up there?
I had a baseball scrimmage the next day. And I took the Titleist mittens to my scrimmage because it was like 40 degrees again. And I'm just standing around like I'm not doing anything. I'm coaching, but like sure, and our team is black and red, so they match perfectly. They were great.
Oh, beautiful.
It was great. The other coaches.
I'm sure you weren't doing nothing. I mean, you're
No,
the head
no,
coach.
not doing nothing, but
I mean,
it like,
yeah.
well, while the team's batting, like you're just like your hands are just out, right? So it's like, all right,
Yeah.
well, these are perfect. Color scheme fits, slide them on and off. If I need to grab a baseball, it's beautiful.
Yeah, they're a great purchase. It's one of those things, right? You're just like, man, I did good this time.
Yeah.
Like,
That's one of
this was
those
a-
when like you can use it over and over and over again. Like I'll use them for 15 years, right? Unless something catastrophic happens to them.
or if we retire to
Well, yeah,
some
that's not
warmer
in 15
climate
years though. So we got a little bit more
Are you
time.
sure?
than that.
Is it longer than 15 years?
It's 30. We're each 35.
Oh my-
We're each 35
my
this
God.
year, so 30 years.
Okay.
I know. We don't have to talk about that. We're talking about happy thoughts.
Yeah, we are.
So like I said, it was the first time I had been back on a real golf course in quite a long time. I am one of those guys who is just happy to be there. I know I'm not very good because I don't play enough or practice enough to have any sort of sustainable golf game. But I think overall I was very pleased with myself.
You came alive there at the back nine. You started really hitting some good shots.
The driver, came back a little bit.
Around, yep.
Came back around. Everything, you just try and like hope. There's no swing thoughts when you haven't played that long. You're just like, can I still hit the ball at all? This is all you're worried about.
No range session.
No, right.
You just rolled up to the first
hopped out of
tee.
the car, hit a few putts. I was pretty
Yeah.
happy with my putting all day. My putting was
yeah.
pretty good. For me at least.
No, you played well. It was great to be out there with you. We were paired up with two other gentlemen. It was funny, what, Joe and Joe?
That's right.
And Chris and Chris.
That's right. It made it
Probably the only time I didn't forget the names of the people I was playing with. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it's bad that you and my dad do that. If ever I'm playing with my dad and we're playing with someone else, he'll ask me 6 times during the round.
Yeah.
What's his name again? As we're like standing on a green, This was easy. It was a father and son and both named Joe. And then we, of course, are both named Chris. So it made it nice. It's always good when it works out.
I've pretty much gotten down the stock response, like, nice shot,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah, right. Yep.
Great job, man.
Yep. That looks
It's-
good. Yep. Pick that up. Pick that up.
Pick that up there, buddy.
Stick in or out. In or out. Yep. All the standard golf lingo.
Yeah.
But it's great to be out there with you again, buddy. Always a pleasure whenever we get out there. First of many this year. We're gonna keep
can't
it
wait for
going.
next time.
So
Absolutely.
lots of fun this past weekend. So I guess we can talk real golf. The professionals.
Yeah, they're good.
So
Talk about those guys.
if you want to learn about what happened at the match play, Scotty Scheffler won. He's playing pretty well right now. He's probably like the hottest golfer on the planet right now with his wins and the way he's
Number
playing.
one.
It turned him into number one
right.
golfer in the world, which is crazy.
Just like that. It's easy. It's easy.
Yeah. Again, but like when you look on the OWGR website and you look at how many weeks Tiger Woods was number one, and then you look to like the next person and they're like 100+ weeks behind him. It's like, all right, Scotty, call me when you're 6 weeks and
Yeah.
you still have it. Or call me after 2 weeks from now and see if you still have it. Let's see if that happens. Then we'll be impressed.
Yeah. And really, really unique aspect of his swing. It's just he intentionally slides his back foot out
Right, on his
Which-
driver swing.
with a lot of swings, and it's really interesting to watch. And you hope that never turns into like a old ankle or strained Achilles or something. Because I mean, that's just I've never seen that before, where you intentionally, basically, slip out your back foot.
Has he ever
Your
explained
swing.
why he does it? I don't think I've heard him explain.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm quite invested enough into Scotty Scheffler to
Fair enough.
find that information, but if it does come up, I guess, I guess I'd be interested to. He's Rahm's got a club foot, that's why he swings like
Right,
that.
right.
And Scheffler, I don't know, maybe
He's got a weak tendon or something he's trying to like release
Exactly.
tension from or something like that, right?
we'll go with that. There's a weak tendon in there.
Yeah.
That's what's causing it.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
Yeah. All right. Good job, Scotty Scheffler. And moving on.
So do you want to just like scroll down your camera so we can see what we're
Why?
talking about next?
Why? What do you mean? You mean like that?
Yep, there it is.
Is that good?
There it is. You can just leave it like that the rest of the show. That's good.
All right. I can do that for you. Hey, what? My arms look better or worse in different positions?
The
should I-
left one's looking good in the light.
It's the light.
So
yeah.
if that doesn't give you a hint about what we'll be talking about probably for the next 20 minutes, at the end or towards the end of last week's show, we had quite a spirited argument about El Tigre and if he would be Mr.
negativity
Eldrick.
over there.
Yeah, Mr. Negativity over here is still. It's not official yet. I would just like to say, I'm
You're
still.
you
I
know
still
what? You're
technically
still
haven't
hanging on.
lost.
You haven't lost.
This is
yet.
just for pride at this point. But Tiger Woods played a practice round at Augusta. Seems like he took his son with him. Seems like JT played with him.
Yeah.
Someone said it on Twitter. I think I saw it today, and it was like, what if this is just the greatest, like ploy ever, just to get his son to play Augusta National? Like he's really not practicing. He's just, yeah, Charlie wanted to play Augusta National, so I went down. You know?
Yeah. I don't know if it would be that hard to get
It probably wouldn't be that hard.
Charlie on the golf
Yeah.
course, but I was thinking about that guy because I know Tiger went, and then I heard the whole Charlie thing. It's like, you little brat.
He's practicing for the drive, chip, and putt.
I was gonna say, are they entered in that? Is he
He's warming up for the
Is-
par 3 contest. He just really wants
is he-
Charlie to win the par 3 contest.
is he in the field for the drive, chip, and
I think
putt?
he's too old at this point.
It's 14 and under.
Oh yeah, how
He's got like 2
Oh, there
years
you go.
left. He can play in that.
maybe he is. I'm sure they'd give him
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd give him a sponsor's exemption to the drive, chip, and putt.
Did Tiger just win the PPI for 2000?
The PIP, yeah, probably.
Or the PIP for
Just
2000?
based on private jet trackers and all that.
My
Yeah.
gosh, like you're looking at that stuff, you don't know what's real. Like
hmm
I'm looking at it like, is this real?
Yeah, right.
Whether it's real or fake, I can't stop watching it.
It could be
awesome.
from like 2005 for all we know. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing on those pictures that shows you like a current time and date.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Just the
oh, we have a picture of a private jet going from Palm Beach to, you know.
gotta be Tiger.
Oh man. So he played a practice round. Joe LaCava, his, longtime professional caddy, went with him, which I think a lot of people are focusing on.
Joe's probably like, shit, I better get in
I
shape.
better start walking. Yeah. Hopefully Joe's been walking up in New York.
Joe's been living the life
Yep,
here.
just
He's like,
chilling.
shit, we gotta
I'm
go
sure
back to
Tiger
work.
still pays him too. He's just been big chilling.
I mean, for Joe not to have to take on anyone else's bag during this,
Yeah.
I'm sure
There's a retainer, I'm sure, for Joe.
I'm sure Joe's doing
Just fine.
just fine.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I wanted to know what did you take away from him going to the practice round? And some people cited some sources like from Augusta saying that he looked good. Like who knows, right, about those? But
He's gonna play. I don't know what that's my takeaway. He's gonna play. He is going to play. He's going to leave the golf course and go right to the ice bath and the stim machines and the massage therapists and the physical therapist, and he's going to do everything that he needs to do
the
to
stem cell injection site.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what though? It's like if he needed it, that would happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be sore. Like there's gonna be pain. It's gonna be sore. But I think at this point, there's no structural issues anymore. Like it's healed. His bones and pegs and screws, I think it's healed. They've obviously got the blood flowing again. I mean, I think with the availability and the technology and the resources that he has, he's going to play. And then he's going to go do everything in the training room that he needs to do to be able to get up and play the next day. And hopefully 2 more days after that. I mean,
if he makes the cut, is it better or the same as 2019?
Ooh, well,
I'm
I
taking
mean,
a win off the table.
Yeah, I know, but it's so funny. You know, you're listening to podcasts, other shows this morning, up this week. Everybody, for the most part, is like, yeah, okay, he's gonna play. But then instead of, and this is the power and the mystique of this guy and what he puts in people's heads, because it's like they have the quick debate. Oh my gosh, he can't play. Like the horrific accident, piecing him back together, he can't play. And then a day later, it's like, huh, he's gonna play.
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden, just like that, it's like, well, like, you think he'll be in the mix?
Yeah, right. Instantly, right?
And it's like, dude,
Hasn't played professional golf in how long?
like I get it. Like I get he's Tiger Woods. I get he does the most ridiculous, amazing things that you'll probably ever see in your lifetime with a golf ball and in the game of golf. Like, give the guy a little bit of a break, because yesterday you're saying he's not playing. Nobody can come back from that kind of injury.
Yeah.
And play, and then a day later, like, yeah, you know, I think he's gonna play, and
Like top 20? What do you think?
is it good? Yeah, like, you know, let's say he goes out and shoots 67 on the first day, and he's in the mix. Like, guys, like that is the pressure that's always been put on this guy, and even after this, like, I'm not expecting a win.
If he shoots under 80 in a round, I'll be like, this is a win. This is a
Under
huge
80.
win.
Under 80. The guy's been practicing. Like I think his game is gonna be in decent shape. I don't think he's gonna I don't think he's gonna win, but I think he's gonna make the cut.
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I think he'll make the cut.
That would, I mean, it, again, in my mind, it almost might be as impressive as winning in 2019. Again, we know he's coming back from the back surgery and all that. And like we've said many times before, and if you bring up all the time, he almost had to get his leg chopped off. Like
Yeah.
it was like a 50-50 if we can save his leg or not. And it's been a year and a little bit, right? If he makes the cut, it would be an unbelievable sporting performance.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny, again, listening to other shows and other podcasts. And I was, you know, you have everybody putting their 2 cents in, but I haven't heard, like, I would love for a doctor or a physical therapist to either be part of a show or call in, like, you know, just to put their perspective. Like, what is he potentially feeling? You know, and I don't know, maybe we need better company. I don't know any doctors.
I don't either.
I was like, man, who could I call to come on and you know, but I'd love if
I know a bunch of physical therapists. I guess I could have done that.
Yeah. Like, you know, have one of them come on and give their 2 cents. Like,
right.
Again, it'd just be speculation, but like, what would he be feeling? What is he going to look? Is his leg going to swell up like crazy? Is he going to feel pain in his ankle on every shot?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get the perspective of somebody in the medical field, other than just people putting their 2 cents in. That would be an interesting conversation.
I almost can't believe nobody's done it yet. Like,
Yeah, and here
usually,
we are with another great idea, and we got
Yeah.
no.
darn,
Yeah,
we gotta figure out how to know some doctors.
I know.
Yeah,
Um,
it would be really interesting. And I'm shocked no one has done it yet.
I know,
Look,
you know,
I'm
is he
probably
worried?
wrong. All signs are pointing to that I'm probably wrong. Again,
You're
officially,
wrong.
officially
You're
I'm not
wrong.
officially I'm not wrong yet
No, you're wrong.
until we
He's
see him
playing.
on the tee sheet,
I mean, unless
which is not out yet, by the way. I just checked.
I mean, the pain is not going to prevent him. Pain and discomfort is not going. I mean, unless it's his back, like
Yeah.
if it. But pain and discomfort is not going to keep him out of this tournament because because, like I said, I at least think everything is healed. The bones are set. It's healed. The ankle. I mean, because he couldn't have played if that stuff wasn't healed, he couldn't have played in December.
Right.
Those things are healed. So as long as he doesn't Tony Finau it down the fairway,
Yeah.
I think he's playing because he will deal with, hopefully responsibly, deal with whatever pain is associated, knowing in his head that, okay, I feel pain, but it's not like anything's broken.
So I think that's something that we brought up around when the accident happened, or maybe a show or two after, when we had finally learned like what had happened and what his injuries were and all those things. We talked about him eventually coming back and what it would require him to do to get back in that kind of shape. And as a person with a known prescription drug problem,
Is it known?
isn't it? Are we still guessing?
I mean, you know, he could have just been tired. I don't know.
Oh my God. Yep.
Could
Sure
have
it
been.
was. Yep.
All right, sorry. Moving on. Sorry.
But again, what does it take for him to be ready to play a professional golf tournament on a course like Augusta National, which is not an easy course to walk?
Right.
I hope that, especially since the accident, that part of him is past it, that it's in the past. I'm not really sure how you could go through something like that and not really have to look deep at yourself and your habits and do something to change it. So I hope that he's found ways, and like, again, Tiger, like, smoke all the weed or take CBD, right? Or do whatever you got to do, man. Like, just don't pop those pills anymore, because obviously you can't handle it.
If the gum is back.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I just
yeah,
I just hope that if he does do it, that he's found a way to responsibly manage the pain when we know that he's had trouble doing so in the past.
And you look at it too, like where's your rock bottom with that stuff? You know, obviously that night in Florida when he's pulled over in his Mercedes driving down the highway in Florida, thinking he's going to a tournament in California, and you saw those videos like that. That wasn't rock
it.
bottom.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
Now you have a situation where, I guess, seemingly you're in a relationship with a female companion. Your kids are able. You're active with your kids. They're getting in different things, and Sam's playing soccer or volleyball, and Charlie's doing the golf thing, and then you almost die
after going on national television, being high as a kite.
High as a kite, and then less than 24 hours later, you almost die. Hopefully,
going 91 in a 40 down a hill through a red light.
Yeah, without hitting the brakes.
Right.
Like,
and not hitting any other car.
that was rock bottom to where it's like, I have access to every resource on the planet to manage my shit responsibly. And I think, I'm hoping that's where he's at. And yeah, like, hopefully he's just back to the good old fashioned, ice and elevation, right?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it's a little more than that. He did the Kobe thing and went to Germany and got all his blood replaced.
Do what you got to do. He's playing. I know he's playing. I don't even know what we're talking about. He's playing.
I know deep down you're right, but I have to hold on to something. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Doing it for the integrity of the show. I'm doing it.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. I know how you really feel.
I know. Of course, I want to see him play. Like, of course I do. He's literally my favorite golfer of all time. Of course, I want to see him play and see what he looks like and see if he can even do it. See if he can make it through a round, let alone maybe 2 or more.
Like, his pride will get him through the round. Like, he's not gonna play a couple holes and be like, "Oh, my leg hurts, I'm out." That's not gonna happen.
Under 75.
Round 1?
Yeah.
Under. No. He's been practicing. Like, his golf, like, he's not. This is not I get the course, the stage, the Masters. Like, he hasn't not been playing.
I get it.
It's the course that he knows better than I know the local course that I play out all the time. He's gonna get it around.
Man, some bold takes from Banksy tonight. I love it.
I've also the entire final round of the 2019.
You rewatched it.
So I'm pumped. I'm a little amped right now.
Is that what you watched today? I love that.
Well, last night, today.
I love it.
It was like 7 hours worth of.
It's literally the greatest thing that the Masters did was put all those on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's a great idea. I should go do that. I'm just gonna watch the last 4 holes.
Yeah, and then I still have in my archives. I have 97, 2001, 2005. Like, just watch them all.
Love it. So it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, he has to sort of officially announce something, or we'll just see him on the tee sheet. He might not say anything. We're just going to see him on the tee sheet as soon as it comes out. It'll be an unbelievably interesting thing to watch next week. It'll make this tournament, which already is the favorite tournament of the golf calendar, that much more exciting and enjoyable and fun to watch. I know I'm joking about him not playing and all this crap, but of course I want of course I want to see Tiger Woods at the Masters. Of course I do. It's like one of the greatest places to see that man play golf ever. So if he is back and he looks good and he's in a good place, then more power to the man. If he's figured out how to do it responsibly, and get away from some of that stuff that has been in his past. But that story has really dominated like the golf world for the past week or so.
Yeah. I mean, I think it started when Joey went to Florida.
Right.
It was like, what?
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just been
private plane trackers and
in a firestorm. Yeah, I can't.
And then there was that one video of him on the practice green, right? Or the picture, not a video, but the picture of him on the practice green.
Can't believe they're not, people taking drones over.
Yeah, right.
Augusta taking pictures, and it's
surprised they
no
haven't
fly
made. Yeah, I was about to say I'm surprised they haven't made that like a no-fly zone. Don't have like F-14s doing flyovers every 10 minutes,
doing flybys.
Just taking out all the little drones that all the reporters are throwing up there. Well, look, it'll be interesting. As soon as the tee sheets come out, we'll tweet about it. We'll talk about it next week. It'll be some good stuff. But we are, a week and a day away from our favorite tournament of the year starting.
Hmm.
So let's just, again, this is going to be one of our shorter episodes. Next week on Wednesday, we're going to dive in. We're going to go deep. We're going to get into everything. We're going to get into the holes. We're going to get into, stuff in the past, what we think of this tournament. We're going to go through the betting favorites. We're going to go through our picks. We're going to go through sleepers. We're going to get deep in the preview pod next week. So this one's just a little teaser to talk some Tiger Woods, because we'll never miss an opportunity to do that. And to think about what being a week away from this tournament feels like. It's the one, I think I can speak for both of us, that it's the one we look forward to the most each golf year. I think it's my favorite major. Just from a viewership, like being just a viewer of golf, being just a fan, the Masters does everything the best. Their website is the best. Their app is the best. The video feeds that they provide are the best you'll get all year. It's the standard at which everyone else tries to meet in sort of the golf media world. So when we are a week away, like, what do you start thinking about? What do you start thinking about with this tournament when we're, a week and a day away?
Well, I have that music just playing in my head, just on a constant loop. And, you get excited because a lot of the Golf Channel, you start seeing commercials. Golf Channel usually plays, previous rounds, all the podcasts out there and radio channels start talking about it. And it's just such a awesome feeling because in our area, I think that's kind of like start of the golf season. I know we might sneak a few rounds in here or there in the winter time, but it's like, okay, it's the Masters. And like you said, they do everything so well. And you just can't wait to see. Everything's great. The other majors are great, but U.S. Opens, Open Championships, those courses get burned out. It's 100 degrees here for the U.S. Open. It's rain. Everything's brown and dry overseas. Like here, you're just looking at lush green and the color scheme right down to those yellow flags and watching how pure the ball rolls and I swear, like, the Masters coverage is just clearer than everybody's else. I swear, it's like, there's like an extra filter over the cameras or something. Everything just looks so sharp and amazing. And I think it helps too. Like, you going watching that course year after year, you start to know holes and like where the guys can hit the ball.
Yeah,
and I think. We'll get into that next week about talking about some of the holes specifically, but it's just that warm, fuzzy feeling that you have, and you just can't wait to watch Masters.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's all those things plus, like you said before, this is going to be like a week-long binge of just Masters YouTube for me. It's just going to be I'll watch, the last couple holes of all the Tiger wins. I'll go back and maybe throw in a Adam Scott or just scroll through randomly and pick someone, probably some of the Jordan Spieth ones I'll go back and watch. Go back and just watch highlights, of Tiger from all throughout the years. The Phil shot on 16 or not 16 on 15, from the pine straw, all that stuff that you go back and watch. Or 14. It's 14. It's 13. I'm mixing them up for some reason. Whatever it is.
You have a week to study.
I do. It'll come back. But and then I literally think about and this is hopefully nobody I work with listens to this, but it's like you think about like during the day having, you know, an iPad up or your phone, you know, just in the background and just having it on, right? And flipping through the featured groups and, you know, watching Amen Corner and, you know, maybe they have 18 as a featured hole or things like that. And just being able to flip through where, hey, I just saw Spieth made 2 birdies in a row and I can literally go back and watch every shot he hit on those holes by just using the app. And just the viewership experience is something that I think about as we get into these weeks. And I'm sure that's a little golf nerdy to think about that. But
Yeah.
I think about that and I think about, I start visualizing when I was actually lucky enough to go there and walking
Yeah,
the
you were.
course.
Yeah, you were.
And you just start, like, I just start closing my eyes and picturing all the, how all those holes look in real life. And it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So, and I think I realized this was a joke and fake about halfway through. I was too involved. I was too invested to stop reading. I got 2 tickets for the 2022 Masters for Christmas. After all these years of missing out on the lottery, the person that got them for me did not realize it was going to be on the same day as my wedding. If you are interested and looking for someone to go for me, it's at St. Michael's Church in Orlando at 3 p.m. The bride's name is Nicole. She's 5'4", a good cook. She'll be in the one in the white dress. It's and
That's
I was
good.
like, oh man, because you see like, oh my God, tickets? Yeah, what tickets for sale? And you're not going wedding day. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Right.
Just look for the one in the white dress.
He needs a sub for the wedding, not for the Masters tickets.
She'll be there. Get
That's
the body
so
double.
good. Yep.
Oh man, it was funny. It's just, but it's like it's that kind of allure to this tournament, like where there's people out there that would probably think about that
Yeah,
pretty hard.
They would.
Like, hey, babe, how hard would it be to move this little shindig to tomorrow?
Do you mind if
next
I
day.
have my iPad at the altar?
yeah. Yeah. Could we speed this
Yeah,
up a
right.
little bit?
Right. Tiger tees off at 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Just throwing it out there.
Right.
Like
It is wild, the
it's-
things
but
that
it-
I'm sure
it-
people do.
it has that type of allure to it.
Yeah, it's the one time I tell my wife that I'm gonna just sit down and watch golf.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of weeks that I'm able to do that, having 3 young kids. There's not a lot of times I just like kind of say, no, I need to sit down and watch this. This
Yeah,
is
like-
this is pretty much the only week of the year that it happens.
When coverage comes on Thursday and Friday and you're at work and you have it up on a iPad or a laptop, it's one of those things where if your boss would ever come in and be like, hey, now's not the time for that, I would probably be like, no, it actually is the time.
It's the only time.
You can check in with me on Monday.
That's right.
Other than that, bye. Right? Like, yeah, it's just, and I hope our listeners and viewers don't think we're crazy. I hope they have some sense of understanding. But it's that serious.
I think some of them do, and I think there might be some that don't. I mean, you've told me about a couple people who've reached out to you, say like they haven't been into golf, and for whatever reason they've found this podcast something that they enjoy listening to.
Yeah.
So there might be people listening that this might be their first Masters since they've sort of dipped a toe into this golf water that we swim in.
I hope they get hooked.
Yeah. So I hope you take full advantage. Pull up the website, download the app. The app stays on my phone all year round just to wait for the next update. I don't delete it. I delete all the other major apps after I'm done with it. The Masters app stays on my phone 12 months a year, just waiting for the next update cycle.
I love it.
So
And then it's like throughout the year, after the tournament happens, there's like periods throughout the year. You're like, ooh, only 6 months till the Masters. It's like, or just randomly like Google, how many days to the Masters?
Yeah, right.
Just throughout the year, it's that big of a deal. For me and you and a lot of other people that
Yeah.
it's freaking Masters week.
Yeah. So if this is your first Masters, please let us know, because that would be amazing to hear who might be sort of tuning in for the first time. And then I'd love to follow up with them after next week and on Monday, just to be like, what did everyone think? And we can ask that 2 shows from now. If this was your first Masters that you've taken the time to sit down and watch and download the app and all those things, what did you feel? What happened to you? Did you feel something click? Did you, come away with anything? Because I think it'd be really interesting. Because I know after all these years, it hasn't lost any of the luster for me.
Yeah. And also know that you will never, ever play that golf course.
Ever.
Like, that's another thing that's part of the, a lot of these courses these guys play on, especially for majors, you can go out and play. You will never play.
Listen, they have a media day. Someday, man.
Play?
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lottery. Like, you have to get chosen. I think there's like there's a certain amount of them. But hey, you never know. If this little crazy adventure of ours, gets big enough someday, we could be there, buddy. We could do it.
Without going into too many details, I would do some weird shit to get us up that list. I'm not going to elaborate. I would do some weird shit
I like it.
to get bumped up that list.
Yeah. We won't tell your wife what's on that list.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I just
Baby, it's the Masters. I don't know what
you heard what I said.
What better way to end a podcast than just like that? So we appreciate everyone tuning in for this quick little pre-show Masters rundown. Talk a little Tiger, reminisce a little bit about what the Masters this week, this tournament sort of makes us feel, what it conjures up in our minds and in our souls. It really hits you in the soul, this tournament. So, and again, if this is the first time that you're going to be tuning in, if you haven't been into golf before, and this is your first sort of major season or first major that you're turning into, let us know. Reach out to us on Twitter at the Two-Way Miss, Instagram, B&B Podcast. Put a comment on the YouTube video, put a comment on the podcast, anywhere that you want to reach out to us. Please let us know. If you're excited, if you have questions, maybe you're wondering why we feel this way and you need a little bit more clarification, you'll get some more of that next week for sure. But if you're looking for a little more, insight into why we feel the way we feel, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get into that conversation. So
you can tune into our 6-hour special next week.
Right. This one was a short one just to prepare everyone for how long next week's going to be. I don't know how long we're going to go, but it's going to be long. And I hope everyone is prepared for it. I know I am. I can't wait to get into it. We might go hole by hole at this point. Why not? Some holes will, be short. Some holes will take longer than others, but it might not be a bad idea. So we hope you enjoyed listening tonight. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. You just click that red button at the end of our videos or on the channel. We really appreciate it. At last check, we were up to 12, which is an unbelievable number. The podcast continued to do well from a download perspective, so thank you for everyone for listening. And follow us on Twitter at the Two-Way Miss. Follow us on Instagram at B&B Podcasts. Follow Fairbanks on Twitter. What do you have? Fairbanks C23?
On Twitter?
No, on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Fairbanks C23. I try and do a lot of golf related posts, and I think we've picked up some traffic because I'm loyal to the Two-Way Miss postings every week, and it's going great. We appreciate everybody, and hopefully you continue to enjoy listening to these shenanigans.
Again, the fact that last episode got 12 downloads, the fact that anybody listens to this outside of you and I is gravy, right? The fact
right,
that anybody decides to tune in, we appreciate it very, very much. So we will catch you next week for an unbelievably exciting preview to the Masters. We will get into all kinds of things. It's going to be a long one, but it's going to be an enjoyable one. So take this next week, rest up, go on YouTube and watch all those Masters highlights, get into it, and we will catch everyone next week for the big preview show.
You know what? Last chance. Are we locked in with picks?
We are. We're not
next
changing.
week, we're locked in.
Nope. We decided we're not changing them. Those are our picks, and that's it.
Rom
for me.
and Thomas.
Thomas for you.
JT.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
We're locked in.
Locked in.
We said we're not changing them.
All right. Just making sure.
That's right. We'll go over betting odds on favorites, all that stuff next week. We'll get into the whole deal. So again, appreciate everyone listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following, all those things. And we will catch you next week for a very exciting episode.
Swing hard, everyone.
Oh, it's not a cut. That's a slice.
Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.